Hey everyone, today's video is going to be a first sniff video. This is featuring the vendor Nene's Kitchen Melts. I was saying Nene for the longest time, and then she actually posted in the group how it's supposed to be pronounced. But I think the first person who I saw haul Nene's was Sasha Isms. And I just been really intrigued and wanted to try her stuff out. So I went ahead and joined the Facebook group and then took a look at her website. So her, how do I put it? Like, her aesthetic isn't super fancy or anything like that. Like, this is just basic wax. It kind of reminds me of like Sugar and Spice, where, you know, you just buy a scent and you get the wax and you melt it. Obviously, the fancy wax is, you know, more fun to look at, but what we're most worried about is that the wax throws well. At least that's what I'm most worried about. So anyhow, these little, I forgot what they're called, but they're kind of like one piece of what you'd call like a breakaway bar. These were $1.25, which I also found to be super reasonable because it allows you to try a bunch of scents. And then if something doesn't work out, it's fine because, I mean, it was only $1.25. But I really like this because you can obviously break it apart and you can get at the least 2 melts out of this, but maybe 3 out of this. And it gives you just enough to be able to try out the wax. I think she does have other wax forms that would give you a larger quantity of a scent if that's what you wanted. But I was really interested in just trying a bunch of scents. And then also, so some of my scents came like this as well. And I believe this is like a wax form she's getting away from. So this is turning into these. So I believe it's still the same amount of wax and all of that, but she's just switching them up. So everything came packaged really well. Its hat was really good. Everything was actually in a little kind of like shopping bag. And then it had a sticker on it that said like Nene's Kitchen Melts. You'll notice her stickers, they do have like the name of the scent and that it's Nene's Kitchen Melts, but there's really like no branding on the packaging, so to speak. But yeah, I think this is sufficient. Obviously I'd love a pour date, but that is sufficient for me. I'm just gonna get into it and show you guys what I got. A couple of these I did write the scent descriptions down for, but I think for the most part they're pretty self-explanatory. I will say for me, I thought that most of her scents were pretty basic. I do like the way her website is organized, though. She has them organized by, like, fruity, bakery. She even had a category for vanilla, which I love that because I love vanilla. So I'm able to just click that and see if there's something I want to try. So I really liked that. Scent descriptions were easy to find. It's really user-friendly. So overall, you know, first impressions are really good. So also, just so you guys know, I have had this wax for a little bit, so some of it may look a little messy, so I'm sorry for that. And there will be some bag rattling. I know that that's triggering for some people, but there's really nothing to look at on the wax. They're just different colors, so I wasn't going to like pull them out. So I'm going to start with the sample I got. So this is the sample I got, and this is in the scent Mango Mantra. And I typically do like mango scents, but I prefer them blended with other things. So yeah, this is a true sweet mango scent, and to me it's really candy-ish, so it's really sweet. I do like it, but again, it's kind of candy-ish, and I think when I melt this I will probably blend it with something. And then I'm just going to go down the line. They're really in no order. I kind of bought from all the categories: bakery, fruity. I know I got some stuff from vanilla. I got some coffee scents. So I'm just going to go on down the line here. So this next one I got was Satsuma Guava. I love guava and I love Satsuma, so I thought this would be really nice together. And it is. So the Satsuma strong, the guava strong. It's really sweet, really fruity. And I really like that one. Next up here, I got pink buttercream icing, and this is powdered sugar, vanilla, and creamy butter combined with pink sugar crystals. And it's just pink. I definitely prefer her new wax form because these bags are resealable. And while this does smell good, I think what happened is, so there were 2 coffee scents I purchased that I literally had to take and put aside from the other wax because I felt like the coffee scents were leaching into my other scents. I don't find these bags to be super thin. They're definitely not as thick as others, but I don't think they're super thin, but I think some of that coffee scent might have leached onto this. So I'm not getting a true sense of what this smells like, but it does smell good. Next up here, I got Vanilla Bake. And what was this one? Vanilla Cake Baking in the Oven is what this is. Yeah, this smells really nice. It does literally just smell like vanilla bake. Vanilla bake. It smells like vanilla cake. I can still get a touch of coffee. I'm telling you guys, her coffee scents were insane. So, but it does smell good. The next one I picked up here is Brown Sugar Pie. And this is one of her custom blends. So this is sweet brown sugar poured into flaky homemade pie crust. And this smells good. Her brown sugar is really strong. It definitely smells bakery. And it does, you smell a little bit of crust, but it's pretty subtle. But I like this brown sugar because it's a true brown sugar scent in my opinion. It doesn't have like any cinnamon or spice added to it. Next up here is Pineapple Upside Down Cake. And I decided to pick this up because I really love Wax Incredible's Pineapple Upside Down Cake. And so I've been, when it's available, kind of trying it from other vendors. This is pineapple slices, brown sugar, and yellow cake with undertones of warm vanilla. And it does smell good. This to me does not smell as intense bakery as the Wax Incredibles one, but the Wax Incredibles I find to be really strong on a cherry note, and then when you melt it, that kind of dies off. This is super strong on the pineapple, so I'm not really getting any cake or anything other than pineapple. It just smells like a sweet pineapple scent. Next up here, I got Birthday Cheesecake Truffle, and this is a combo of vanilla birthday cake and creamy cheesecake, and that sounded yummy. And this smells good. It's not the most like sweetest, yummiest cheesecake I've smelled. Honestly, it smells a little bit generic, like a generic vanilla and a generic cheesecake. But it does smell good. And I have to say, when I first got these, I didn't find them to be very strong on cold. But as they've sat, because like I said, I think I've had them for at least 2 weeks, I feel like they're stronger. So, yeah. This next one here is Butter Cake. And this one is, let's see if I can find it. Rich and Sweet Vanilla Pound Cake. That's it. So, this smells good, but there's like a weird medicinal note to this. I was going to say, like, if you've ever smelled vanilla extract, but like sniffed it right out the bottle, if you've smelled it like directly out the bottle, sometimes it can smell a little bit like pungent, and that's kind of what this smells like. It's not bad, but that was just a little bit off-putting. So that is Butter Cake. Then I got 2 of these. This is Butterscotch Marshmallow. I don't think I meant to do this, but somehow I did. And this is self-explanatory. It's, of course, butterscotch and marshmallow. And it smells so good. So her butterscotch is really sweet and intense and like heavy, which is what I like in a butterscotch. And then you get that marshmallow. You can tell it's there, just kind of sweetening it up and creaming it out. It smells really good. So that is Butterscotch Marshmallow. I also picked up Palo Santo. We all know what that is by now. I just figured I would try hers out. And it smells amazing. Hers to me smells a little bit like smokier than others I've smelled, but I do really like it. And I think this would like blend really well with one of these coffee scents I got. Next up here, I got Vanilla Bean Marshmallow, also pretty self-explanatory. Smells amazing. Vanilla marshmallow goodness. Pretty basic, but does smell really good. Next up here, I got Vermont Honey Apple. And this is Vermont Apple, Golden Honey, and Sparkling Pear Layered and Fresh Tonka Bean. And I've tried this from a number of vendors. My favorite thus far has been Wax Incredibles. I have melted another one that'll be in my empties, and I'll talk about that then. But needless to say, Wax Incredibles has been my favorite thus far. I do like this scent, but initially I thought this reminded me of sugared apple. And it still kind of does on cold, but I feel like when it melts down, it doesn't quite smell like it anymore. Her Vermont Honey Apple is definitely stronger on the pear. And I mean, you get that vanilla scent. It's really nice, but yeah, that's what I've liked from a lot of vendors. So next one up here is Vanilla Cocoa Type, and I honestly could not find a scent description for this one. I do believe it's just vanilla and coconut, and I'm not sure if the type is like Bath & Body Works or what it is, but it does smell like a very generic vanilla coconut scent. So not very sweet either. That coconut smells like shaved coconut. It's almost like if you've ever smelled a coconut that kind of almost makes you cough when you sniff it, that's what this smells like. This one did get broken, but I think that was my fault because I've been moving these around. So next up here is Mango Vanilla. Again, I love mango, but I really prefer it blended with stuff, not necessarily on its own. And typically when I blend it, it's with a coconut or vanilla. And this smells really good. Her mango is just really, really strong, so it's kind of overpowering the vanilla in this. This is something I probably will blend with that vanilla cocoa scent. I think that'll be good together. Next up here, we have Strawberry Butter Cookie, and this is a butter cookie filled with strawberry preserves. This is okay. Her strawberry isn't my favorite, if I'm being honest. It smells a little artificial. Almost leaning like a little sour, which sounds weird, but I think if you've smelled a lot of strawberries, you'll know what I'm talking about. So, I mean, it's okay, but I don't love it. It's not a real true bakery scent to me. This next one I picked up is Vanilla Sugared Grapefruit. That sounded really good to me. And it smells really good. It's almost like a fresh scent, really sweet, creamy, and then you get that grapefruit, and the grapefruit is sweet. It almost smells like, well, I guess it does say it's sugared grapefruit. But it smells sugared. Like you can tell it's not just tart. And that one smells really good too. Next up, I picked up Granny's Pie Crust, and did I write this one down? Yes, it's just said it was baked pastry perfection. So I'm assuming that is just a pie crust scent, and she just added Granny's onto the front to kind of make it her own. And it does smell good. Again, I'm not super familiar with pie crust just yet. But, I mean, this one smells good to me. And I like it. And next up here we have Sugar Cookie. Pretty basic. Yeah, I actually really like her Sugar Cookie. So, it's sweet. It's buttery. I don't necessarily get a ton of a cookie note, but it's really strong. And I love that. Finally, these two coffee blends I got that literally cannot be around any of my other scents. This first one is maple cream latte, and I didn't write these down because, I mean, we all know what maple is. I'm assuming the cream is like some kind of whipped cream, and then it's, of course, a latte, so it's going to be a coffee blend, and it smells okay. I have been getting into coffee more and more, but I think this one is a little bit intense for me. So it's definitely coffee, but it's like coffee with undertones of maple and cream, not the other way around, which is how I prefer my coffee, honestly, in scent and in drinking. Like, I like that coffee taste, but I don't want it to be super overpowering. And yeah, this is intense. To me, almost like black coffee with just like an undertone of sweetness. So we'll see how this goes. I'm, of course, going to try blending this with some different things, which is another reason that this wax form is so great, because you can break this up into 5 pieces and blend it with 5 different things if you want to. You can try it out to smell it on its own and then blend the other 4. I mean, there's so much versatility with this kind of wax form. And then the last one I got is Cinnamon Dolce Latte, which is one that I really like from Starbucks. And this one's a little bit better. So now I'm not saying I don't like strong coffee. Like, I do like the taste of strong coffee, but like, I would never drink black coffee. And to me, this is like black coffee with a touch of something, whereas this is more, you get more of that cinnamon, more of that sweetness. And then coffee is just kind of accenting it, if that makes sense. So I definitely prefer this one to the other. But I'm still totally into trying out new coffee blends. So that is everything I picked up from Nene's. So far, I'm really happy with everything. I mean, not everything smells super authentic, but again, I only spent $1.25. And to be honest, this stuff smells super strong on cold. So I'm really excited to see what it does when it's warm. So yeah, I will leave her website below if you would like to order from her. I think she is a ready-to-ship vendor. Again, she's a new to me vendor. I'm not super familiar with how it works, but it seems to me, and I've gone on her website a couple times since receiving this, and it seems to me that she's pretty much open. So yeah, I like everything. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want. And if you have some favorite blends from Nene's, like more of her custom blends that you think are really good, especially bakery blends, please leave those in the comments for me and I will check them out. And yeah, see you guys in my next one. Bye.